Ezekiel chapter 46.
Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the gate of the inner court that looketh toward the east shall be shut the 6 working days, but on the Shabbath day it shall be opened, and on the day of the monthly renewal it shall be opened. And the prince shall enter by the way of the porch of the gate without, and shall stand by the post of the gate. And the priests shall prepare his ascending offering and his peace offerings. And he shall worship at the threshold of the gate. Then he shall go forth, but the gate shall not be shut until the evening. And the people of the land shall worship at the door of that gate before Yahweh on the Shabbaths and on the monthly renewals. And the ascending offering that the prince shall offer to Yahweh shall be on the Shabbath day 6 lambs without blemish, and a ram without blemish. And the grain offering shall be a heifer for the ram, and the grain offering for the lambs shall be the gift of his hand, and a hin of oil to a heifer. And on the day of the monthly renewal it shall be a young bullock without blemish, and 6 lambs, and a ram. They shall be without blemish. And he shall prepare a grain offering, a heifer for the bullock, and a heifer for the ram, and for the lambs as what his hand reacheth, and a hin of oil to a heifer. And when the prince shall enter, he shall go in by the way of the porch of the gate, and he shall go forth by the way thereof. But when the people of the land shall come before Yahweh in the appointed feasts, he that entereth by the way of the north gate to worship shall go forth by the way of the south gate, and he that entereth by the way of the south gate shall go forth by the way of the north gate. He shall not return by the way of the gate whereby he came in, but shall go forth straight before him. And the prince, when they go in, shall go in the midst of them, and when they go forth, they shall go forth together. And in the feasts and in the festive appointments, the grain offering shall be a heifer for a bullock, and a heifer for a ram, and the gift of his hand for the lambs, and a hin of oil to a heifer. And when the priest shall prepare a freewill offering, an ascending offering or peace offerings as a freewill offering to Yahweh, one shall open for him the gate that looketh toward the east, and he shall prepare his ascending offering and his peace offerings, as he doth on the Shabbath day. Then he shall go forth, and after his going forth, one shall shut the gate. And thou shalt prepare a lamb a year old without blemish for an ascending offering to Yahweh daily. Morning by morning shalt thou prepare it. And thou shalt prepare a grain offering with it, morning by morning, the 6th part of a heifer, and the 3rd part of a hin of oil to moisten the fine flour. A grain offering to Yahweh continually, by a perpetual ordinance. Thus shall they prepare the lamb and the grain offering and the oil morning by morning for a continual ascending offering. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, If the prince give a gift to any of his sons, it is his inheritance. It shall belong to his sons. It is their possession by inheritance. But if he give of his inheritance a gift to one of his servants, it shall be his to the year of freedom. Then it shall return to the prince. But as for his inheritance, it shall be for his sons. Moreover, the prince shall not take of the people's inheritance to thrust them out of their possession. He shall give inheritance to his sons out of his own possession, that my people be not scattered, every man from his possession.
Then he brought me through the entry, which was at the side of the gate, into the holy chambers for the priests, which looked toward the north. And behold, there was a place on the hinder part westward. And he said to me,
This is the place where the priests shall boil the culpability offering and the sin offering, and where they shall bake the grain offering, that they bring them not forth into the outer court to sanctify the people.
Then he brought me forth into the outer court, and caused me to pass by the four corners of the court, and behold, in every corner of the court there was a court. In the four corners of the court there were courts enclosed, 40 cubits long and 30 broad. These four in the corners were of one measure. And there was a wall round about in them, round about the four, and boiling places were made under the walls round about. Then said he to me,
These are the boiling houses, where the servants of the house shall boil the sacrifice of the people.